Welcome to Captives Over Cocktails, the only place where we serve up complex funding strategies with a twist of lime and a splash of attitude.
We're your hosts. I'm Lydia.
And I'm Ashley. And we're here to break down the world of captives. No jargon, no fluff, just real talk about what's working, what's not, and what you actually need to know to win in this space.
So think of this as your insider happy hour. Whether you're a seasoned broker, a captive curious advisor, or just here for the vibes, we've got something for you.
So grab a drink, turn up the volume, and let's dive into the stories, strategies, and straight up truths that are reshaping the funding landscape.
This is Captives Over Cocktails. Cheers.
Welcome back to Captives Over Cocktails. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Lydia. And today's episode hits close to home for so many people.
We're talking about preventive care, specifically the kind that actually works in the real world. And to help us dig into that, we're joined by someone who's seen the system from all angles.
Yeah. So Francess has spent over 16 years as a benefit advisor before making a bold move to the preventative care side with Bexa. Bexa is a company focused on early breast cancer detection that's painless, accessible, and employer friendly.
She's not here to just talk about innovation. She's here because this work is personal for her. Her own story is going to stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to talk about the flaws in traditional screening, why most women aren't getting mammograms, and how Bexa is helping employers close one of the biggest gaps in care without adding complexity.
And of course, we'll explore why captives reward this kind of proactive care, because managing risk starts with catching issues before they become catastrophic claims.
Absolutely. So pour yourself something strong and let's jump right in.
Awesome. So welcome, Francess. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys so much. It's awesome to be here.
Of course. Yeah. So let's start with your origin story. How did you first get into the world of employee benefits?
Yeah, so I entered into employee benefits field over 16 years ago, somewhat by chance, which I think a lot of us do. I was applying to jobs in the Boston area right out of college. But what quickly drew me in was realizing the real impact benefits can have, not just as a workplace perk, but as a powerful tool to support people's health and overall well-being.
Okay, so you were a broker for 16 years. What really sparked your move to the preventative care side of this space with Bexa?
Honestly, it came from frustration. I kept seeing how reactive our healthcare system is, especially when it comes to cancer. So many women aren't getting screened until it's too late. When I learned about what Bexa was doing, offering earlier, more accurate, and accessible breast cancer detection, I knew I had to be part of that mission. It wasn't just innovative, it was life-saving. And that hit really home for me in a real way. A few years ago, I found a lump during a self-exam. It was scary. I did everything I was supposed to do, though. I called my doctor, tried to get a mammogram, but I had to wait weeks just to get that first appointment. And then when I finally did, the results weren't clear because I have dense breast tissue, which many women have. And mammograms just don't read through that well. That led to even more waiting, more tests, and a whole lot of anxiety in the meantime. And that experience stuck with me. It made me realize how many women face these same delays and barriers and how dangerous that can be. What Bexa does is eliminate those hurdles.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't even know if I would know if I had dense breast tissue or not. That's like not something they tell you, I feel like, when you go to your exam for the first time, or, it's definitely a world that is kind of just not talked about in general conversation. Looking back, how did your time as a broker shape how you approach partnerships and innovation now at Bexa?
Oh, it's been huge. Being a broker gave me a real world lens. I know what employers care about: outcomes, simplicity, and cost effectiveness. So at Bexa, we've built our solution to fit right into that mindset. We handle all the logistics, we provide fast results, and we've created a flexible billing model. It's all about removing friction and delivering value.
So since Bexa's mission is focused on that early detection piece, especially for breast cancer, why is it such a critical gap in traditional healthcare plans?
It's a good question. It's because most plans rely solely on mammograms, but over 60% of women over the age of 40 aren't even getting them. And that's due to the pain, inconvenience, radiation, and delayed results. And not to mention, mammograms, as I mentioned, don't work well for younger women or for those with dense breast tissue. So we're missing huge chunks of the population. Bexa eliminates those limitations. We offer painless, radiation-free alternative that works for all ages, and we bring it directly to the workplace.
It's amazing. In what ways is Bexa changing the game for preventive care, especially for employer-sponsored plans?
We're changing the game by making early breast cancer detection way more accessible and convenient, especially for working women, which we can all get on board with. What we do at Bexa is bring screenings directly to the workplace. It's painless, radiation-free, and works for all individuals with breast tissue, even men. We handle all the setup, show up on site, and deliver immediate results. Employers don't have to lift a finger, and employees get screened without taking a day off. It's a simple way for employers to close a big gap, lower the risk of high-cost cancer claims, and show their people they genuinely care about their health, not just checking a wellness box.
Do you have that device near you? You showed us it and it was amazing. I don't know if you do, but
I do.
Look how small it is.
So this is the prototype, but yes, it fits in the palm of your hand and it glides over the breast tissue.
It's amazing.
That is
so much better than getting squashed, if you know.
Totally.
Exactly. Exactly. The pain is that main thing. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions employers have about preventative care or screenings today that you're seeing or that you're hearing in the marketplace?
The big one is, well, it's covered, so we're good. But just because something's covered doesn't mean people are actually doing it. Access, fear, time, those are all barriers. And another myth, that younger women aren't at risk. The fastest growing group for breast cancer diagnosis is in women 35 to 40. So we need to start earlier.
I agree. And before Ashley takes the next question, so my mother was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer a few years ago. Mm-hmm. We have a very large history of breast cancer in our family. And so it was the first time that my doctor was like, hey, this is something that you probably need to start doing. Mammograms are going to need to be a part of your regular routine, but that's just not something that's brought up in your 20s or your early 30s. And there's so much around breast cancer. I mean, you probably have the statistics better than I about the women facing diagnoses of breast cancer and how prevalent it is and how the simple things like preventative screenings and preventative cares or self-checks can help. So, I love that. I love that you guys are doing something to proactively help women, but then again, proactively help your insurance plan as well by catching it early.
Absolutely. And that stat is 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
It's way too high.
Way too high.
Yeah, I think that bringing it to the workplace flips the script, right? Not having to, especially I live in a more rural area, driving to get a mammogram takes half a day, almost.
Right.
And I remember I lived in Burlington, Vermont for a while, and that's a more, non-rural area. And if you had someone come right into the parking lot, I mean, it just would have saved so much time. I could have gone to there, got it done. That would have changed the game. I probably would have gotten a lot more. All right, let's talk dollars. How does early detection move the needle, not just on outcomes, but on claims and cost?
So there's a clear financial case. Stage 1 breast cancer costs around $80,000 to treat. Stage 4, You're looking at $320,000, and obviously a drastically lower survival rate. So early detection doesn't just save lives; it prevents those catastrophic claims that can blow up a plan. It's one of the smartest long-term investments an employer can make. Bexa also helps manage costs in another critical way by dramatically reducing unnecessary additional diagnostic testing. So after a mammogram, women are referred to follow-up imaging about 20% of the time, often unnecessarily. Bexa's referral rate is just about 2%, significantly lowering the volume of follow-up procedures, associated costs, and patient anxiety. For employers and health plans, Bexa offers a smarter approach, improving detection, avoiding costly over-detection, and helping control long-term healthcare spend. It's a high-value solution that benefits literally everyone on the plan.
I love that. And captives often reward employers who engage early. We always call it the addressable and the avoidable. Mm-hmm. How can solutions like Bexa be part of a broader strategy inside a captive?
We're a perfect solution for captive members. Captives reward risk control, as you mentioned, and what's more proactive than catching cancer early? We
Mm.
give employers tangible proof that they're reducing high-cost claim risk, improving outcomes, and managing healthcare at the population level. That helps with underwriting, and it helps build an overall smarter captive strategy for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it just seamlessly kind of fits in with that model, and it makes it easy on the employer, which is always what cost management I feel like is a hurdle with, how easy is it for them to implement? And this is a no-brainer. How do
Yeah.
you recommend brokers introduce kind of this preventive care solution like Bexa without overwhelming their clients? Like I said, that is a hurdle kind of to talk about that.
Yeah, so keep it simple, right? Like Bexa is turnkey. We manage logistics and we deliver those fast results. So it's start by focusing on the why this matters for women, why it matters for the bottom line, and lean into those real stories that we've all been talking about so far. Everyone knows someone affected by breast cancer. That makes it real, not just another benefit add-on.
Awesome. So you've seen both sides. What's one thing that you think the industry needs to talk about more when it comes to long-term health outcomes and benefit design?
So we need to stop checking boxes and start asking, are we actually helping people live healthier lives? That means designing benefits around behavior and outcomes. Preventative care shouldn't be reactive or optional. It should be embedded in the plan, accessible, and easy. The long-term health of your population and the sustainability of your plan really depends on that.
So true. I think a lot of people don't even know what is covered under preventive care, and that creates a lot of confusion. I bet, if someone got offered kind of a mammogram in the office without them saying this is a preventive care benefit, immediately be like dollar signs, like big tech, big test. So that's great. All right. Well, as we're wrapping up, is there anything else, Francess, that you would like to share with our audience?
No, we're just really excited. So we're working with a lot of employers to date, and we're continuing to
Yeah.
grow and help bridge that gap in preventative screening. So look forward to connecting with people.
Awesome. Well, we love women in healthcare, and we love innovation in healthcare. So it was great to have you on and hear about this. This really sounds like a game changer. I know we hear a lot about, different preventive care and cost management tools that are popping up in this space, but this one actually seems like it moves the needle, and it was great to hear about. Anything from you, Lydia?
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Francess.
Thank you guys so much.